What's up, everyone? It's Frankie Palmieri from EMMURE, just sitting here with Capcom, talk about my favorite game of all time, and that's Street Fighter. So I've been playing Street Fighter since I was probably like 7 years old. The rivalry and passion started because I was lucky enough to, as a birthday present, get a Super Nintendo, and I got a copy of Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition. And it was only the original 8 warriors you could be. I had an older brother whose tutelage was way surpassing mine. He was older than me, he had more of a grasp in the game, but it pushed me to want to learn, so much younger. And so I'll never forget the feeling of like doing your first Hadouken, the feeling of like knowing that you can do that sequence, it's like nothing else. And so I've been hooked ever since. And as the games would progress, in the first one, World Tour, Original Street Fighter 2, then Championship Edition, then Turbo and Turbo 2, and as it went on and on, I started to dive into more characters. And I mean, honestly, now Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition's out and still playing, still just as good as ever. I'm strictly Shadaloo. Being a Bison player is basically like, I'm a charged character. I, Psycho Crusher for a living. At this point, it's like, that's all I love to do, and slide kicks and everything. I mean, I'm really stoked on what they did with the hyper combos and how they just made them more dramatic. And as the years went on, it became more and more of an integrated part of Street Fighter. And so I mean, basically, if you loved the feeling of doing your first Hadouken, then you're gonna love the feeling of doing your first hyper combo. It's just, that's such a fulfilling thing to be there on screen and see your characters completely annihilate somebody. So never got old. Yeah, being on the road, I don't actually get to go to that many tournaments as I maybe would like to, but when Street Fighter 4 first came out, I remember I went to a tournament that came out, and just it was the start of something that got just so out of control huge. And now, any other tournament I've been to, I haven't been there for Street Fighter 4. I would go and spectate, and just electric, just the level of play and how serious people are about that game right now is out of control. And I'm pretty sure it's, out of all the titles that have come out, Street Fighter 4 is still the #1. Yeah, so basically I've collected a bunch of Street Fighter tattoos. I've actually got the Shadaloo symbol on my throat. I've got Shadaloo written across the bottom row of my knuckles, and I got the Akuma kanji, the symbol that appears on his back after a win, on my wrist, and I got this M Bison on my leg over here. I'm trying to think if I have any other Street Fighter tattoos. That actually really might be all of them, but yeah, I don't know how much hardcore I can get, honestly. Doesn't get much bigger than that as far as the fandom goes, I guess, right?
How many of you out there feel possessed by demons? I know for a fact that I am possessed by a demon, and this song is called Demons with Ryu.
So on our last record, we actually did a song called Demons with Ryu. And basically, if anyone's not familiar with the song at all, or the content of the song, what it's about, I'm telling the story of protagonist Ryu from the Street Fighter series. And really, the song stems from the core of the character that I've known to understand from being such a fan. If you play Ryu's story in original Street Fighter 2, you see him, not showing up to the victory celebration and not collecting the reward for being the #1 Street Fighter in the world, and shows him walking away to the sunset. And if you really earn your keep, you get to watch Ryu do shoryukens into a waterfall, practicing and training, teaching you. And what I always carried my whole life is that you always strive and continue. It's not about getting the medals, it's about constantly working
and constantly moving forward to be whatever it is you were meant to be in life.
I see a fire in the sky.
The song is about the character's pure inner turmoil with himself, and constantly seeking out purpose for this fight that he feels inside him, and wanting to challenge himself, and knowing that really the biggest fight he has in the world is with himself, and just fighting that darker power in him on a daily basis. And I think that really is universally relatable. I think that a lot of people deal with that on a day-to-day scale with themselves, and whether it's decision making or whatever it is in their life they feel is a block. I think that there's always some kind of constant struggle for someone to push themselves or be better or do something with themselves that brings them to that place in their life they want to be. And yeah, it's basically, life's a journey, and I think that he's a character that really represents that. So I'm just really glad I got to take something I'm really passionate about outside of music and then put the worlds together. It's pretty awesome.
We have a song on the album called Last Words to Rose, which is basically the story of M. Bison and Rose, were these two entities that were meant to be together in the start, but over time, M. Bison could no longer be with Rose because Rose would eventually kill him. If you play any Street Fighter game, you'll notice M. Bison and Rose, very top and bottom, always mismatched, always against each other. It's really only for the hardcore fans who understand the storyline. Over time, I just decided that I wasn't really worried about what I put in my songs, and I just wanted to create things and add things into the music that were definitely a part of myself. And Street Fighter is 110% in my blood. I cannot get it out. It's in there forever.
I am forced to leave you.